Well team, just got back from a overnighter. Look, it's probably the hardest I've pushed myself in a lot of years. Just doing some training in pack marching, or getting my body used to that a little bit, for hiking, as well as setting my tent up and not those basic things, as well as living out there on a ration pack for 24 hours and a little bit of shooting on the way. By no means is this meant to be militant or anything like that. It's, yeah, look, you can call it prepping or adventuring or whatever you like. It was merely me out having a bit of fun. So look, I'm going to let you watch the video now, enjoy, and I'll see you at the end of it. Well team, on the trail now. Got my U-Boot Alice pack packed, pretty light. We've just got my tent and a sleeping bag and a jacket and some rations in there. Got my 22 rifle, going to do a bit of target shooting while we're out here. So we're going to head off down the track. Well team, you see that we're at the bottom of Challenge. Now all the roads and tracks are marked and named on my property, and they mark up everything on the map here. Now I've got my route marked out, and even though that's the case, I can still do some line navigation through the thick stuff and use my map to ground. Now I've pre-plotted all this, and our first point is at the bottom of Challenge. We've made it here. We're at about 20 metres up here, and then to the left we're going to drop off the trail into the creek line and follow it down to the next checkpoint. Okay, so let's just have a quick look. Checkpoint 2 is actually the creek line, so let's head down there. Right, team, we've got to our staging point at 20 metres down from Challenge, and that's where we're heading, down into the creek line there, into that good old-fashioned Australian semi-rainforest. So we're going to watch our footing now. There's a little bit of a track here, there's a bit of an animal track, and we're going to follow that down. So come on, we'll head down and see what we can do. How am I supposed to get it? There. Well, I said it was pretty rough going, and here I am on my guts, crawling through a heap of lantana. Slowly but surely getting there. As can be seen too, it's some pretty hard going down here. We're literally sliding on our arse. I'm dragging my pack and my weapon down with me as we go. Cutting vines when I have to with my knife. Let's go. Well team, we've come into a really big open area. Now, it looks like there's a heap of game trails through here. We've actually got one down here to my left that we're going to follow. It's actually fairly clear, so let's head down. Whoa. Well team, I've made it to the creek line, and now we're going to head down the creek line. It's dry at the moment, even though there's been rain. It's dried up nicely and get to our next checkpoint, which is checkpoint 3. So let's hook in. Well team, as you can hear, I'm at the intersection of the two creeks. So that means we're probably about, I don't know, maybe 200 metres from where I want to head. And we're going to set up our night camp. So if you can see behind me, I'm going to start heading through here. And just follow the creek along now until I get to the campsite. There's been some rough going, I'll give you the tip. Lord, are you kidding me? Well, we are literally crawling on our side up a creek line to get to the next point. There's a bit of an opening up ahead, only just a bit though, I tell you. I don't know if you can see much of this, but I tell you, it's pretty damn hard going, and we're giving it some. Okay. Well, that was me falling over. Well, I tell you team, if you have a look up, there's a tree across the creek, and that's the last bit of our journey. So let's keep going. Oh. Righto team, we've got to our night lock. It's actually about 5 in the afternoon, it's gotten really dark. I'm about to put the tent up and get myself set up so I can have a feed. Today has been literally like 3-4 hours of just absolute hell for me. It's been super hard, enjoyed it immensely, but it's been really hard. I'm just having a quick breather and a drink now, and I'm going to get my tent up. So I'll come back to you when we've got my tent up. Better, mate. G'day team, how are you? Well, big day today, big afternoon. This training exercise going really well. I pushed myself today. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be today. The actual hike itself down the creek line was a lot more difficult than I'd anticipated. I hadn't been there for a lot of years and that, but nonetheless it was really good. Enjoyed it. I've had dinner tonight. I've had part of my ration pack. I've set up breakfast ready to go. I've got all my kit ready and I'm all in my tent. My tent's all set up and we'll show you all of this tomorrow morning in the daylight, because at night now I've got no light, and you'll be able to see the whole camp set up. It's just a tent basically with all my gear in it, so I'm pretty self-sufficient. I'll see you in the morning. I'm going to have a bit of a rest. I'll probably talk you through the night. We'll see how we're cruising. Right, I'm going to have a bit of a rest now. Well, good morning team. I'm up this morning having a cup of coffee, had my brekkie, about to pack up very shortly and get on our second part of our training overnighter. We head up to our small range. So I'm going to have my coffee, get packed up. I'm going to show you around the tent before we pack it up so you can see the setup, and then we'll get going. All right team, I'll enjoy this coffee, eh? Now team, just looking at our gear, so I'd show you my brew kit. There's my Stanley gear. I've got a little burner there, as you can see. I got that from Active Merchandise in Sydney. As you know, I get a lot of stuff from them. And little butane bottle there, just screws into. Handy bit of kit, nice and compact. They actually go into a nice compact one of these molly pouches. So yeah, that's the brew kit. Righto team, before we pack up, I thought I'd just show you the bit of the camp that I set up last night and a bit of my gear and that. Start down here. You'll notice I've got a bit of webbing there. Because I bought my rifle, I thought it was a bit of a training exercise in regards to when I do a bit of hunting and things like that. You notice my 22 rifle there, and also my Alice pack. My Alice pack is actually the one I carried in Malaysia in '94 when I was over there for 4 months. We'll come over to here, and this is my tent. It's a Carry B, and it's a one-man tent. Look, it's ideal for what I'm doing. Packs up nice and neat. A little bit heavy, but honestly the weight's worth carrying, so that I can have a nice comfortable night's sleep. Well team, we've gone to point 4, we've cut through, we've come off our checkpoint road, and now we're heading through to point 5 along this little track here. Reasonably easy going up here. It's a bit steeper to start with, but it's not too bad now. So we're going to keep going along this track until we hit point 5. Righto team, here we are at point 8. Now I've just dropped my pack off at the exit point of our next activity. This activity I set up yesterday, but there's just a little shooting range. I'm basically going to walk through the bush and engage 3 different targets. Let's head in there and do a bit of shooting. Well team, that was not a bad little activity that. I enjoyed that, a little bit of shooting practice. Packing on now, we're going to head up to the hut and that'll be the end of our trek. So I'm going to get it on and get out of here. Well team, thanks for joining us again for another training overnighter, and back at the lodge. Gonna head back now and do a bit of cleaning up. Again, thanks for joining us. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button and share it. See you later.